Hello, hi, and welcome to this week's True Crime livestream. If you're new here, hello, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills and here to talk about something really bizarre. But before we begin, I just wanted to say hi to everyone who is new in the chat and everyone who came to the chat, so I can see, came to this stream. I can see Azriel Arashi, hi! Oh, it's been a while. Ketsuya, hello, my regulars, Shy. I see Demon Taker, Fabian from my regulars, and Faye and Renfield. Demon Taker is here, awesome. And IDK Bacon, thank you so much for modding this stream. And Rune S, oh, Rune, it's been a hot minute too. Okay, nice. I see Pain-san, I see some new faces, well, new usernames. Gypsy Avenger, I'm sorry, I as usual, English so hard. Alberto, hi! And Basic Veto is he and John the John Active. Sorry, I was like John the Active, deactivated. Eric Verestigi, hi, hello. Lucky Hearth, welcome. Jamie, welcome. Who else is here? A Normal Person 101. Hey, I saw you in the last stream, so thank you so much for tuning in again. Who else? Darkest Monkey, hello there. Always love this stream. Well, I'm glad. I hope you guys like it today. And Kocho Mori channel. Okay, hi, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so and Brian Garza. I'm sorry if I missed someone, because like the messages are coming in. Oh, DMJ is here. I'm so sorry. And Jose, hello, hi. How are you guys doing? Okay, so. Jay the Real McCoy is also here. Hello, welcome. I'm just like saying hi to everyone as the messages pop in. Where there's every wait, Demon Taker. Oh my god. Okay, Demon Taker. Where there's every hole, there is a goal. That goal is to solve the mystery, and a mystery we're gonna solve today. So today we're gonna talk about what can only be described as the most bizarre government cover-up in history. Because it is a cover-up that played out pretty much in the public's eye, or ear for that matter. And because I honestly have no better way to say it, it's literally and figuratively a cover-up of a hole. A male's hole. I was like, a male's hole, no! Oh my god. Yes, I know how it sounds. YouTube is gonna ban me for this one day. Nothing new, you know, on this channel, every stream can be my last stream. So, you know, you guys have to get used to it. Okay, now let us dive right into it. So, the legend of the bottomless hole began on a late night radio talk show called Coast to Coast AM, hosted by Art Bell. The show had a reputation of featuring bizarre and unusual stories, many of which involved aliens and conspiracies, but not this one. So on February 21st, 1997, a mysterious guest came on the Coast to Coast AM show. A man who identified himself as Mel Waters. And I'm sorry, I just saw I saw the super chat. Well, no, Jay the Real McCoy has been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Government. Oh no, they found our Catgirl portal. Oh boy. This story, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, this comment is not far off. That's gonna come out in this story. Okay, so as I said, this man identified himself as Mel Waters. So Mel claimed that he had discovered a bottomless hole on his property near Ellensburg, Washington. Specifically, it was a place called Manastash. He had purchased the property only a few years before, and the previous owners of this same land knew about the hole and had owned it for over 30 years. I know, not the kind of hole you were expecting, but don't go just yet, because it will only get weirder from here. So, the hole that Mel found on his property had a diameter of 9.5 feet and was surrounded by a 3-foot stone retaining wall. It was about 15 feet deep and bore through dirt and bedrock, extending pretty much into the abyss of an infinite darkness. According to Mel, no one he had ever met could remember a time when the hole was not there. So the hole was a familiar sight for the neighbors who would just use it as a makeshift landfill, but the hole never filled up, and that's weird because the previous owners, as I said, like they knew the hole, they knew this property, and they have seen the hole for the 30 years that they've been there, and they were also using it as a landfill, and the previous owners have been using it as a landfill, and the neighbors have been using it as a landfill. And the hole was still there. Oddly enough, despite years of, dumping pretty much everything, every single piece of waste that you might imagine into it, Mel again stated that basically the water in the area was still perfectly safe to drink. The hole didn't fill up. There was still no end to it. The pit appeared to be endless. And again, with no indication of a bottom. Even with a flashlight, Mel couldn't see the end of it. If anything was dropped into the pit, there was also no sound of the item hitting the ground. And the most bizarre thing is that when Mel shouted into the hole, there was also no echo, which added to his belief that the pit had no bottom at all. So the hole also seemed to have a strange effect on animals. Mel's dogs who were usually very loyal and obedient would never approach it. They would pretty much dig their paws into the ground and resist with all their might when he tried to pull them towards the hole. And this behavior was not limited to Mel's dogs, as other pets in the area or other animals also avoided the hole like fire. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they sense that it's Satan's hole, and also doggos are smarter than humans. Listen to doggos, goddammit. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so one of Mel's neighbors told him a strange story. The neighbor was a hunter who had thrown his dead dog into the pit. So the dog dies. The neighbor just, he doesn't want to bury it, so he just throws the body into the pit. But here's the kicker. Later, he saw the same exact dog with the same color, so his dog, running through the woods as though it were chasing a game animal, and it was perfectly fine. It wasn't dead. The hunter tried calling out to the dog, but the dog completely ignored him. So Mel couldn't resist his urge to uncover the secrets of the bottomless pit, and so he came up with an ingenious plan to test for water in the pit. He tied a roll of lifesaver candy to the end of a fishing line, and then he lowered it into the hole and left it there long enough to dissolve in the theoretical water. So the candy has to dissolve in water. When he reeled the line back up, the candy was still intact, which was basically indicating that there was no water at a depth of 1,500 feet. So Mel decided to conduct another experiment to explore the pit further, because Mel is clearly a very stubborn individual and ignores the fact that it might just be a gate to hell, aka Satan's hole. Because, yeah, why not? Satan's hole. So what he did next was he lowered a 1-pound lead weight down the pit, and when he ran out of line, he simply tied on another spool and continued lowering the weight. And he kept doing this until he used up to an incredible 80,000 feet of fishing line, which is more than 15 miles worth of line. 15 miles worth of line. It was still going. It wasn't the end. Like the hole did not seem like it had any bottom. Still, after 15 miles. Okay, so then Mel revealed that mysterious things were happening around the hole and more bizarre things about the hole. So when he placed a portable radio near the hole, it would suddenly play old music and radio programs that hadn't been on air for decades. And in addition, he found a World War II era P-38 Nazi pistol in the vicinity. Strangely, when Mel fired the gun didn't make any sound. Then, Mel found something else near the hole that was even more bizarre. It was a traditional Chinese lucky money envelope. So these little red envelopes that Chinese people used to give money to friends and family during Chinese New Year's. When Mel opened this red envelope, he discovered several Roosevelt dimes. So upon closer examination, he discovered that the dimes were minted in 1943, which was surprising because Roosevelt dimes were not introduced until 1946. And additionally, he found a B mark on the coins, which normally indicated the city of mintage. However, there had been no city in the US with a B initial that had ever minted currency. And Mel decided to put the dimes to good use by fashioning homemade bell buckles out of them. So, yeah, that's, some very weird things found around the hole, but Mel was not giving up. He was just like, okay, this is weird, but I am determined to discover what is happening with this hole. So a few people came up with a strange explanation, like regarding the dimes, the Roosevelt dimes, right? Like after he found those weird Roosevelt dimes from 1943 that never should have existed. So they hypothesized that the Roosevelt dimes came from an alternate reality in which the Nazis won World War II and Roosevelt perished before 1943, and a mint in Berlin made the new dime, resulting in a dime with a B mark. For a while, the story of Mel's hole created a buzz. The idea that there was some kind of mysterious hole that possibly led to an alternate dimension with a parallel timeline seemed incredible. However, the story was soon somewhat forgotten, along with the other crazy stories that were featured in the Coast to Coast AM radio show that is not until several years later. So, in 2002, Mel Waters suddenly returned as a guest on the Coast to Coast AM show. And during the interview, Mel said that back in 1997, so this is a couple of years back, right? Like he's coming back in 2002. So he said that back in 1997, a day after he first appeared on the Coast to Coast AM show, as he went back to his property, he was met with a group of uniformed people who blocked him from entering. Here comes the man in black. Galaxy DMCA. Or just, Galaxy Defenders, or just there to fill Mel's hole. My channel is Donnie on YouTube. Oh my god, I just heard how it sounded. Yes, this is my last stream, people. Like, I'm glad that some of you came to my stream to say hi for the first time, but this is done. This channel is done. YouTube is gonna ban this, I think this stream is gonna be cut off. Okay, so Men in Black. So they claimed that a plane had crashed on Mel's land and that he couldn't enter until the wreckage was cleared. But the thing is, Mel was skeptical because he saw no smoke or any signs of any plane crashing or any kind of accident happening in the area of that caliber. What happened next will send chills down your spine. So the uniformed people warned Mel that, hey, we could just easily find a drug lab on your property and if you don't turn around, and then you will be in a lot of trouble. So when Mel resisted and said that he would tell the media about this because this is his land, you're seizing my land, you're preventing me from going onto my property, the uniformed agents even went so far as to offer him a deal. Lease the property to the uniformed people for a whopping $250,000 per month, which is staggering $3 million per year. So, okay, Mel was in a difficult position. I mean, who wouldn't take this deal? Like, yeah, I would. Come on, I would. Yes, it's a mysterious hole, but someone is offering the government basically, well, the government-looking people are basically offering me millions of dollars a year. I don't have to worry about anything. I would take it. So he was in a difficult position. He didn't want to lose his property technically, but he also didn't want to get caught up in any illegal activity, which would be orchestrated by whoever these people were. However, he eventually accepted the deal and the uniformed people took over the property. Oh my God, I just saw a comment from Fabian like, beat him up. Yes, violence, answer to everything. No, come on. Like a true man with power, oh my God. We call that plagiarism. What? What happened? What did I do? Oh my God. Okay. Maybe YouTube is the FBI. Hey, listen, YouTube is observing me, okay? YouTube is looking at this channel a lot. Damn, with millions of dollars, you can buy lots of potatoes. Oh yeah. Disappearing or getting rich. Yeah, easy choice. Well, I mean, not disappearing. Okay, so it wasn't that extreme. Like, yes, they offered him money, and since he took the deal, actually the Men in Black offer, well, I'm gonna, uniformed people, but I'm gonna call them Men in Black because, come on. So Mel was offered to relocate to Australia with the help of whoever they were. And the host of the Coast to Coast AM show, Art Bell, confirmed that this relocation, basically, that Mel contacted him from Australia, and they let him bring his dogs and some of his plants with him to Australia, which is completely sidestepping regulations. They paid him, as promised, regularly, and on time, every month between March of 1997 and December of 1999. Mel was just paid regularly as promised. Mel's life in Australia may seem perfect, but there are still many unanswered questions about his relocation and the people behind it. Like, who were they that helped Mel relocate, and what was their motive? So despite receiving specific instructions, very, very specific instructions by the uniformed people, the Men in Black, to stay away from the United States, in 1999, Mel decided to return to the US to visit family and make another appearance on Coast to Coast AM. But his return was anything but pleasant. Immediately when he returned, the government served him legal papers claiming that he was in violation of building codes on his property, and before he knew it, his land was seized. Things only got worse for Mel from that point. After helping his nephew move, he boarded a bus headed for Olympia, but an altercation on the bus caught the attention of the police. They asked Mel to give a statement, but he refused, insisting that he had to get back to Olympia. And the police then offered him a ride in their van, and that was the last thing Mel remembered. Yep, complete blackout. He blacked out. And then get this, he wakes up 12 days later. He wakes up in an alley in San Francisco, away from Washington. And it turns out that Mel has been brutally beaten and his back molar teeth were missing. And then there was an IV scar on his arm and residue of surgical tape suggested that he had been drugged. His wallet and homemade bell buckles, the ones which contained the mysterious 1943 Roosevelt dimes, were gone. Mel, my boy, I think it's time to let them fill the hole. God, my brain, oh my God. God, my brain just processed how it sounded. Yep, YouTube is gonna ban me. Okay then. Wait, sleepwalking in another level. No. This was definitely more than that. They even beaten him up? Let me at them. Yeah, they beaten him up. They did some like dental endodontist procedure on him, and yeah. Oh my God, wait, hold up. They let him keep his kidneys? Yeah, I guess yeah, kidneys, yeah, but they took his teeth. So, for whatever the fuck reason. Okay, let the dogs out. Oh my God, I am so getting canceled on YouTube. I'm so getting banned by YouTube. Okay, let me get back to this story. So, up to this point, Mel Waters was saying a lot of things that were really crazy and straight up out of a movie, pretty much. And both the host, Art Bell, and the audience were a little bit skeptical. After all, Mel didn't provide any evidence for anything thus far, and everyone just had to take Mel's word as the truth. However, Mel then made a shocking revelation that left everyone stunned. So Mel asked Art if he knew about the thing called TerraServer, which is a database of public domain aerial and satellite imagery. This database became available online 8 months after Mel's first radio appearance in 1997. So this is pretty much it. So Mel claimed that his former property had been blotted out or deleted from public domain imagery on the TerraServer. Remember, this revelation was made on the air in the year of 2002, which is before Google Earth was even a thing. So after a commercial break, Art's listeners dug deeper and found a satellite image that basically corroborated what Mel has been saying. So this is the image, and the image showed that Mel's former property had indeed been wiped out from public view. This discovery sent shockwaves through the radio station, and it definitely seemed like some secret government agency was hiding some kind of operation on Mel's land. The radio show host Art Bell even revealed that a TV camera crew visited the Ellensburg area and discovered significant evidence of the military's presence there in the area. So very strange. TerraServer, the property is just blotted out. It's not, you can't see it. You couldn't see it at the time. And then there's clear signs of military presence in the area, or at least that they were there. So Mel was fairly convinced that some kind of, covert operation was obviously happening on his former property. And he tells the audience that one of his friends, who is a trucker in the same area, apparently had delivered a massive quantity of fiber optic equipment to a warehouse in Ellensburg, where a group of Israelis received it. And if that's not enough, another trucker claimed to have delivered large crated instruments from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in San Francisco to that very same warehouse in Ellensburg. And San Francisco, like, doesn't that ring a bell? Do you remember what I said just now about like Mel being abducted and waking up 12 days after his mysterious blackout, beaten and missing his teeth, and he woke up in an alleyway in San Francisco? Mel wasn't entirely sure if it was related, but just in case, he felt like he had to report it. But wait, because don't leave, because there is so much more. As the discussion continues, Mel drops another bombshell. After speaking with several people at a nearby truck stop, he learned that they had witnessed an unusual occurrence. A black beam of what they described as anti-light shooting up into the sky from the exact location of the mysterious hole. Was this black beam coming from some other dimension in the hole, or was it some mysterious phenomenon, like natural phenomenon? Or were the government agents performing some kind of experiment? So, since Mel no longer had access to his property, he would never know the truth behind these mysteries. Oh my god, so many bombshells. Dude, that's not even... We're just halfway through. You guys should stay because there is literal... Okay, I can't... For the lack of a better word, magic seal coming. And yes, I mean the animal. And I'm gonna just talk about it a little bit more in a second, but like... Yeah, don't leave because there's more. This story is getting so bizarre, so crazy. Okay, so since Mel was kicked out of his property, he wasn't exactly idle. He had been busy with a new investigation because, you see, Mel Waters gained some unexpected attention from a group of Native Americans in Nevada after appearing on the Coast to Coast AM show. And they reached out to him by email and revealed to him something shocking. That they had another bottomless hole in Nevada, and that was one that was similar to Mel's hole in Washington. And they needed Mel's help. So the Native Americans invited Mel to visit them. So Mel traveled to Nevada in September of 2001. They then took Mel to a site on public land where Basque families had settled and showed him the second hole in the middle of the village. So the Basques are a small ethnic group originating from Europe. They had been raising sheep in Nevada since the 1800s, and the Basques living there in that area claimed that the hole had been there at least as long as they have. So at least a little over 200 years. And they said like, but the hole has been there when we came, so this means it must have been there even longer. They even believed it to be a sacred place. So this hole in Nevada was just as bizarre as Mel's hole in Washington. But this hole also measures 9 feet wide, but instead of a stone retaining wall, it has this like metal collar that extends down as far as the eye can see. The metal rim produces an unusual warmth around it, but not like the heat we're used to. Strangely enough, just like in the Mel's hole, this new hole also cancels out any sound made directly above it. And, you know, even if you hit the metal rim, it also doesn't make a single noise. Like that's, you know, that was the exact same as Mel's hole. And just like Mel's hole, animals would just avoid it. And witnesses claim to have seen a black beam emanating from the hole, just like the one that people had reported seeing around Mel's hole. And the similarities didn't stop there, because the Basque villagers found an object near their hole which Mel was very, very familiar with. A Chinese red envelope with 1943 Roosevelt dimes stuffed inside. Exactly the same as the one found near Mel's hole in Washington. Mel couldn't explain it, but he felt that there was definitely a strong connection between these two holes. And Mel and the Basque villagers weren't content with just observing the hole's, strangeness. They decided to take it a step further and conduct experiments. Because of course they did. No one is thinking about it being a portal to hell. I don't know. What are these people thinking? And yet but here we are. So, experiments, yay! Experiment with radioactive holes. Man, that sounds so bad. Okay. So their first test involved lowering a bucket of store-bought ice down the hole's 1,500-foot depth while simultaneously keeping a control bucket of ice on the surface. So 2 buckets of ice, same ice, they lower one into the hole, one is on the surface, and they waited until the control ice was halfway melted before retrieving the pit ice and comparing the two. And what I'm about to tell you, it's pretty crazy. So shockingly, the ice from the hole did not melt. Even stranger, the ice remained solid and actually lukewarm, even when Mel held it in his hands. Totally not radioactive, and I am likely thinking what everyone else is thinking. Why are you touching radioactive ice with bare hands? God damn it, drop it. What cancer? Oh my god. But yeah, Mel totally, everyone touched it. Everyone just like passed it around. It was lukewarm. That's solid. That is solid. The hole is pretty wet because it looks like water. Yeah. Can it glow red in diamond tester? I don't know. Interesting. Light blue ice looks yummy. It looks kind of like those weird mint candies. Yeah, the radioactive ice, they just passed it around and they just touched it all over because why not? Nothing dangerous. Definitely doesn't raise any red flags. Yeah, okay. Forbidden ice. I just saw the comment forbidden ice from Shy. A normal person says, wait, how? Aren't deep holes hot since... Wait, how? Aren't deep holes hot since they are closer to the core? Yeah, but then the ice didn't melt, so... yeah, radioactive. Okay. So, you would think, okay, they found out that this ice does not melt in the hole, and also it comes out pretty warm and still solid, and it's clearly radioactive. Surely these people are gonna cease their experiments and get away from this hole, right? No, absolutely not. They continued because they were determined to see what would happen, what more could happen. Like, cancer could happen. That's what. Also, Jay, thank you so much for the donation. What are they doing? Trying to turn it into Mr. Freeze or Sub-Zero? I don't know. They're trying to turn into X-Men. Okay, so they were determined to see what would happen. And they tried to melt the ice by cooking it over a fire pit. But here's the thing. The ice didn't melt. Not only that, the ice caught fire instead of melting. And the flame produced was heat generating, but not like any other flame. It was more like a flickering light, and the ice bucket kept burning for months. So this ice kept burning for months, and according to Mel, it would still be burning now as he recounted the story. So like he was recounting it in 2002, the experiment happened in 2001. So one of the guys even took some of the burning ice home and used it in his stove, keeping his cabin warm in the winter. Sure, nothing unsafe about this. So the team repeated the experiment multiple times, but the results were mixed, only succeeding 1/3 of the time. So, sometimes you create nuclear ice ready to set ablaze and explode, and sometimes you don't. I guess you win some and you lose some. And also sometimes you get cancer from radioactive ice. Jesus Christ. This story is so fucking weird. Okay. The first ever icy hot. Oh my god. Okay, Project Matrix said they cooked the radioactive substance. They deserve what they get, Jesus. They were very curious. They were just like Curious George. Just with nuclear plot twist. They discovered a never melt ice. Hey, that could be something in D&D campaign. Never melt ice. Just blazing weird fire and lukewarm. Shai says, actually, that kind of reminds me of accidentally burning my cereal. What? I don't see the connection, but sure, why not? Ice, radioactive ice, burning cereal. Yes, makes complete sense. Okay, so in the spirit of true scientific curiosity, or stupidity, I don't know, one of the Basques suggested they lower a living being into the pit. Mel and the others were hesitant, and rightfully so, especially after what happened with the ice, but the Basques were determined to see what would happen, so they hatched a plan to lower a sheep into the pit. However, the sheep was not having it, and it kicked, it screamed in panic, and panicked like all animals do, all smart animals do, when they sense danger, because that's what happens when you get close to a radioactive hole. Also, Jay, thank you so much again for the donation. Corporations, ice that's hot? Gentlemen, I've just got an idea for a new healing badge. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I can see that happening. Okay. So, you know, sheep being about to be lowered into the radioactive pit, and the sheep was panicking, and the sheep did not want to go into the radioactive pit because the sheep is smart. So the sheep fought so hard that it disrupted the Basques' plan, but they were determined to continue, and I fucking hate them for what they did next, but I mean, no hate on the Basques, it's just like on this particular group of people. Just like, okay. So they basically stunned the sheep. Not the ship. They basically stunned the sheep by knocking it between the eyes. Very nice. And they put it in a crate with a cable attached to lower it into the hole. Just before reaching the hole, the sheep came to and went completely wild inside the crate, sensing the danger ahead. As the crate was positioned over the pit, the sheep inside was thrashing around violently, but once it was directly over the hole, all sound ceased. So the Basque villagers lowered the crate down, halfway through, the sheep stopped moving. At the bottom of the hole, 1,500 feet down, Mel and the villagers felt a strange vibration in the metal rim. After leaving the sheep down there for half an hour, they began to hoist it back up, but it didn't move anymore. The sheep, I mean. The outside of the box was normal, but upon opening it, they found that the sheep was dead. The sheep knew, okay? The sheep knew there was danger. Oh my god, the sheep died, and it was a champ, you know. It handled it like a champ. But then they died. It died. So the sheep died despite showing no signs of trauma. The Basques, I don't know, this sheep, oh my god, this sheep died of a heart attack, okay? Because you guys stressed them out so much. But did they respect the sheep's carcass? Did they give it a proper burial for the heroism of the sheep? No, they did not. They decided to dissect the animal on a nearby table to see what was going on inside. What could the mysterious radioactive hole cause, you know? What kind of wreckage could it cause inside the sheep? Oh my god. Okay. So, and this next part of the story, I am not kidding. This is actual part of the story, and this is apparently a true statement, a true recollection of the events. So inside the sheep, there was a large, pulsating tumor with a strange gel-like substance surrounding it. Was there, I don't know, listen people, was there even one single rational person in this whole entourage, someone who would raise their hands and be like, hey, guys, maybe let's not touch the radioactive sheep, and certainly let's not dissect the carcass of a radioactive sheep or touch the radioactive tumor. Now, how about that? No? Okay then. But you know what? That is not the weirdest part. And honestly, nothing can prepare you for this part of the story. And I have no words to actually rationalize it. Okay, so When the villagers removed the tumor, they found something inside. Something that was moving, and something that looked pretty much like an 18-inch long cross between a fetus and a seal, complete with flippers. And to top it all off, it had human-like eyes. The creature seemed to be alive and connected to the tumor with an umbilical cord. It observed the humans around it with reverence, and when it disconnected itself from the cord, Mel felt like he was in the presence of a miracle. But when one of the Basques suggested killing it, they decided not to. Instead, Mel picked up the creature and placed it on the ground. The goo left on his hands actually smelled like ozone. As the creature laid on its belly, it looked up at the humans surrounding it. It was basically studying each of them as though it had intelligence. And they stood there for 2 hours, transfixed by this bizarre creature. Afterwards, the creature seemed like it wanted to go back towards the hole, so Mel felt an overwhelming urge to help it to the top of the metal rim. With trembling hands, bare hands, mind you, but trembling hands, Mel reached out to lift the creature, which gave the man a slow nod before plunging back into the hole. And Mel and the villagers were left standing there, emotionally drained and deeply moved by this whole experience. Also, Eric just donated, thank you. Seals are aliens. God confirmed. Oh my god. Alien/God confirmed. Also, I'm sorry. Can we just like pause and imagine this situation? The whole group standing around this human seal crossbreed creature. Everyone's just like so mesmerized and just so touched by this, for the lack of a better word, magic seal. Was there even one? No one. There was no one, really no one, not one person in that group freaking the fuck out. Cause like, I don't know, I would be like, what the shit? Can we establish one thing? Are you people seeing what I'm seeing? It's a mutated magic seal that was born from a tumor in a sheep that was lowered into some radioactive hole. Can we please acknowledge the gravity of the situation? Can we address the seal in the room? Why are you guys not freaking out? This isn't normal. And then when everyone was just like low-key passing around the seal in their bare hands, that would like, I don't know, if I were there, that would like set me off. I would be like, why are you touching it? For all we know, this is some radioactive creature probably covered and filled with uranium, plutonium, radium, polonium, or whatever the fuck else it's made of it, and you made a conscious decision to pet it like a golden doodle. Do you know, okay, I would be like, do you know what happens to people who handle radium and polonium? Ask Maria Skłodowska-Curie. Oh wait, you can't. You know why? Because she died of exposure to radiation. The Nobel Prize winner died after, you know, handling radioactive material. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, now I'm done. Inhale. Exhale. I'm good. I'm good now. I can't say that about my blood pressure, but I'm good. Oh my god. Everyone's just like, thinking is for the weak. And Reality Library, hi. Shai, Mom, it's my turn with the I'm sorry, this is great. Shai said, Mom, it's my turn with the radioactive seal sheep. Come on. Ah, it's like that Lovecraft story about, oh my god, does that sound like a Lovecraft story? Equally as crazy. What if they all high on radiation? Probably. You can do it once. Everyone in that vicinity. Can we keep him? I love him already. No, we cannot. Oh my god. Inhale, exhale. Seriously, I was just like, why is this happening? Is there no one with like common sense in that whole group? Jesus. Okay, so what in the heck was this human seal hybrid thing? Was it an alien or some kind of being from another universe, another parallel universe. I can't say parallel, by the way, that's a hard word. But parallel. Yes, that's a difficult word in English. So was it some kind of being from like an alternate universe? Mel actually didn't know, but one thing he knew for sure was that the seal creature, had supernatural powers. And how did he know that? Because you see, just before going to Nevada in August, Mel had apparently been diagnosed with cancer and given only 6 months to live. But upon returning home from Nevada, he found out that the cancer was completely gone. And Mel believed that the seal creature he encountered in the hole had somehow healed him. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. The magic seal heals cancer. I would hold it. If I had to, I would hold. If I were diagnosed with cancer, give me a magic seal. Yeah, it's still crazy, but I don't know if I would hold it. But yeah, cancer healing seal. He was gonna die anyway? What? No, wait, he didn't die. That's the thing. Like, he was going to. He was gonna, but he didn't, because magic seal. Radiation cured cancer. I mean, yes, chemo. Isn't chemo is essentially radiation? So I guess the magic seal was like chemo. Holy space seal, huh? I love how everyone's just like, what the fuck is happening in this story? How are we here? How are we still talking about some magic seal? Yep. They threw the cure of cancer down the hole. What the fudge? Yeah, pretty much. Like, they could have kept the seal, but no, they had to throw it back in. And the cure for cancer is gone. Okay, the cancer was probably, by the way, caused by the stupid eyes. So, oh no, wait, but that was like the same time. Never mind, I mixed it up. Okay, so in December of 2002, Mel Waters appeared again on Coast to Coast AM for an interesting update that involved the appearance of a third hole. Except this time, this new hole was being created right before everyone's eyes. So remember that earlier Mel and the Basque villagers had found some burning ice, radioactive ice, and one of the villagers had put the burning ice in his stove to use as a heating for his cabin. So for a while, everything seemed fine, but soon the villager noticed some strange things happening in his home. He always felt thirsty, the air was super dry, and even his skin started to dry out. And to humidify the air, he would actually place a kettle of water on top of the stove, but one day he noticed that the steam was being absorbed by the stove. And eventually the stove crashed through the hearth and floorboards of his cabin and sunk a foot into the ground below. And a few weeks later, the villager's house shockingly has become reduced to dry wood, basically like dry wood dust, and the stove continued to sink into the ground, creating a 5-foot hole in the ground with a smooth surface. A smooth wall surface, just like Mel's hole and the Basque hole in Nevada. It was almost as if the burning ice, burning fire, created a completely new hole. So the villager contacts Mel with his eerie story, and Mel doesn't know what else to do. So out of desperation, he contacts the shady uniformed people, men in black, from before, and the ones who had seized his property and sent him to Australia. So the secret government agents acted quickly and sent in a whole crew with heavy-duty construction equipment in order to deal with this burning ice, and that was creating this new hole. They attempted to use cranes to extract the stove and its contents, but to their surprise, the stove was too heavy for even the cranes to lift up. Eventually, they were only able to lift up the stove using multiple cranes. The stove was loaded onto an enormous truck and taken away from the site. And Mel Waters had received some new information about the Basques, and it's not for the faint of heart. Apparently, the alien seal actually came out of the hole multiple times to visit the Basque villagers. And get this, the Basques managed to find a way to communicate with the magic seal. That's right. That's right. They are chatting up with the interdimensional or possibly interdimensional radioactive being. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Oh no. So the creature has some dire warnings about the burning ice. According to the Basques, the creature spoke to them through a boombox. I can't make this shit up. Through a boombox. But here's what they were able to decipher. The burning ice, quote, can and would, end quote, destroy the earth in a very short amount of time if it's not used properly. The creature also warned that there are intelligent beings on the other worlds who anticipate that the human race will destroy itself through nuclear war, and they plan to move in and use the burning ice once we're done. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when the burning ice is discovered in the universe, it's almost always improperly used. Or any nuclear material discovered in our world, it's always improperly used eventually. Listen to the magic seal. It cured cancer, okay? Listen to the magic seal. Stop producing burning ice. God damn. Whoa, this live action movie is dope. I know, right? This is a great story. This is a great script for a movie, for a Netflix show. Okay, so unfortunately, despite all of these bombshell reveals, this 2002 interview would be the last time we would ever hear from Mel Waters. So the question remains, is Mel's hole real? Well, let's first look at the evidence supporting Mel Waters' story. So the most compelling piece of evidence was the Terra server image, where the area of Mel's property is basically blotted out. This was in fact legitimate, and that area was in fact missing in the Terra server data. Some people argue that Mel could have checked the Terra server first to find which part of the map had a blocked area. Then, he would say that that was where he found the hole. However, Terra server service launched several months after Mel first appeared on the Coast to Coast AM radio show, so he couldn't have faked it anyway. He couldn't have faked it that way. So another supporting evidence are some individuals who allegedly can corroborate Mel Waters' story. And one man who claimed to have visited the Mel's hole multiple times was a man named Red Elk, who described himself as an, quote, intertribal medicine man, half-breed Native American and white, end quote. Red Elk said he first visited the hole in 1961 when his father took him to an apparently bottomless hole near Ellensburg to dump garbage, and he had returned to the hole many times after that. Red Elk also claimed that the US government maintained a top-secret base at Mel's hole, and said that there was a lot of alien activity there. Many of the details that Red Elk mentioned about this mysterious hole basically matched up the hole that Mel Waters was talking about. However, in 2002, Red Elk led an expedition of 30 people to find the hole, but surprise, surprise, he was unable to locate it. And in terms of evidence, well, that's really all there is to it. In fact, there's a lot more evidence that Mel's hole probably doesn't exist. So for one, when news reporters looked into the story of Mel's hole, they found something weird, because there were no public records indicating that anyone by the name of Mel Waters had ever lived in or owned the property in that area. Of course, you could say that Mel Waters was probably a fake name used to preserve his identity, but if that's truly the case, how were the authorities supposedly able to find Mel Waters and track him down? This was late 90s, early 2000s. This was 1997. Also, why did Mel Waters need to continue using his fake name even after he had already been in contact with the mysterious authorities? And perhaps the biggest problem with Mel Waters' story is, why wasn't there any photo evidence? So, unlike some supernatural stories I've talked about on this channel, where the events happened back when cameras were not widely available to everyone, the story of Mel's Hole happens in the late 90s to early 2000s. And it should be super easy and affordable to take multiple photo evidence. However, when Mel is asked for photo evidence, he would conveniently say that he forgot to take a picture, or sometimes he would say that he simply wasn't able to take a picture. And remember those 1943 Roosevelt dimes, which Mel found near both holes in Washington and Nevada? So apparently, he said that the dime actually disappears from view at 15 feet away. And when he tried to take a photo of it, the dime simply wouldn't appear on the film or any digital image. And remember the magic seal creature? I mean, who would forget? It cures cancer and warns us about radioactive ice. So of course there aren't any pictures. There aren't any pictures of the seal. But Mel says that the Basque villagers tried to record its voice while they were having a dialogue with it. But not surprisingly, all they got in the recordings were a bunch of random noises and pulsating tones. Well, that's how they described it. So regarding the existence of Mel's Hole, there have been experts who have come out to debunk Mel Waters' claims. One such expert was Jack Powell, a geologist who worked for the Department of Natural Resources. So Jack Powell actually grew up in the valley, like the Kittitas Valley, in the same area as where Mel's Hole supposedly is located. So when he was a child, Jack Powell would play around on old gold mine shaft located in a field northwest of Ellensburg. The shaft went downwards at an angle and resembled a very deep hole. And then in March 2012, Jack Powell actually took several people to this location and took these photos like as evidence. Wait, okay. Why? I didn't save the last photo. Okay, wait. I can do this. Wait a minute. Wait a moment. I am stupid. I am totally stupid. I have a photo evidence. Last slide. God damn. Why am I so weird? Okay. I got it. It's fine. I got it. Alright, I got it. No, she lost it. She lost the pic. No. I got it. I have it. Don't worry. I think I have it. I should be here. The very last. Goddamn. Oh, also why? Why? Alright. Yes, scuff happening as per usual in my stream. The Men in Black got her, boys. No, they didn't. I'm fine. Okay, so as I was saying, Jack Powell actually took several photo evidence, like photos of this particular location in 2012, and this is the photo that he snapped. So as you can see, the many features of this mine shaft definitely resemble the description of Mel's Hole. However, unlike Mel Waters' description of the bottomless hole, this hole was likely only 90 feet deep, and even when it was an active mine, it might have only been like 300 feet deep at the most. Jack Powell believes that this mine shaft may have been the inspiration for the urban legend of Mel's Hole. And believers of Mel's Hole would counter that perhaps the location of Mel's Hole was wrong and that it is located somewhere else entirely. And to this, Jack Powell reasons that in his expert opinion, Mel's Hole is geologically impossible because a hole that deep, of that depth, would collapse into itself under tremendous pressure and heat from the surrounding strata. He also argues that the deepest mine shaft in the world was like 12,672 feet deep, and the deepest known cavern was 7,188 feet deep. And the deepest man-made hole at that point was made by the Russians in 1989, and it was only 40,230 feet. So nothing close to Mel's Hole, which was 80,000 feet deep and counting, as you might have remembered from the story about like how he was using the fishing line and weight to kind of like measure it. And so this is the mystery of Mel's Hole. Endless pit with magic cancer-treating radioactive seals and nuclear ice coming out of it. Sure, it sounds like a crazy story and honestly some kind of prank, but then again, Mel going on Coast to Coast AM and making updates throughout the years does make it sound serious and kind of very real. If the hole wasn't anything special, like why would the government be so interested in it in the first place? Why block out the satellite view of that particular area? These are just a few of the many questions that anyone who hears this story might ask. But will we ever get an answer? Likely not, unless a magic seal pops in to warn us again. And that is the end of the story with the scuff ending. Mel's Hole is really out of this world. Yeah, like that's, yeah, it honestly does sound like a Netflix show, like begging to happen. Hey, Netflix, this was my idea, okay? Don't take it, no. I mean, probably Netflix is gonna, listen, if you contact me, Netflix, I can, I can consult on Mel's Hole, on the script, on the possible script. But yeah, this is a very crazy story. I hope you guys liked it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Mel's Hole was like real? Like, did this happen? Or was he just like, did he think that, oh, did he take the mining shaft from like as a bottomless hole and he was just like so confused? I don't know. Netflix, that's what you think. Oh no! Oh no, and Netflix gonna take the idea from me. God damn. So now, can we keep Mr. Seal? I'll take care of him. Sure, let's keep radioactive cancer treating Seal. Why not? Magic Seal. Can't stay, gotta do things. No worries, Maisie, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the funny stream, Sana. Hey, you're welcome. There's more happening, there's more coming. So this is a new series called the Concpiracy Chronicles, and these funny streams are gonna happen more often because there is more conspiracy theories and weird stories, not necessarily about magic seals and bottomless holes, but very interesting nonetheless. Other interesting stories nonetheless, and there's definitely gonna be more. There's definitely some new cryptid files coming to this channel, so you guys can hold your breath and just keep an eye out. Also, there is a true crime stream coming to Patreon this week. I have to also schedule some hangouts on Patreon for my Patreon members, the Platinum, Ruby, and Diamond members. Also, I'm planning to do maybe like a Minecraft stream or just like play Minecraft with you guys, like with my channel members and Patreon members, because we have a kind of like community server. We're gonna build. Oh my god, now I want to build a hole. Oh no, this is happening. I want to build a hole in Minecraft. I want to build a bottomless hole in Minecraft. Shit, that's our next. Okay, we're building Mel's Hole in Minecraft. I'm gonna do this stream and we're just gonna build a Mel's Hole in Minecraft. Sona's hole. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this new series. Yeah, this is definitely gonna happen more because there's so many stories that I want to cover. Also, Jay, thank you so much for being so generous today. And another generous donation, thank you so much. If we call it Mel's Hole, out of context, it would sound like a certain type of film. I mean, yes. Yes, it would. I know how it sounds. The urge is spreading. Stop Sona from digging. No. This is happening. I'm gonna build Mel's Hole in our Minecraft server. Yes. Mothman's Hole. Yes. Oh my god. It's happened. That's happening. Sona's what? Oh boy. Can't wait to see that in your Minecraft. Sona. Yes. The Sona's Hole. Oh my god. Keep Mr. Seal, please. Okay, you guys, so what is happening this week? This week we're gonna have a true crime stream on Patreon, and I am planning to cover this case that I've been wanting to cover for a while. It is a serial killer case, but it is not a usual one. Like, it's kind of crazy that, like, by now, knowing so much, like so many cases, I can say like, oh, it's not that usual. It's kind of unusual serial killer case. It's kind of scary. But yeah, this one is a very interesting story. It's definitely infuriating because, oh my god, as always, you know, the police and authorities being so very helpful in finding the killer in time before he kills again. Or yeah. But yeah, this is like this one story that I've been wanting to cover. I'm just gonna try to cover it on Patreon this week. So I'll let you guys know. And sometime today, I'm also gonna post the new schedule for this week. So you guys will have a look into what's coming. Is it Halloween? Yay! It's gonna take a while, but with a collective effort, we can dig through Sona's Hole, Mothman's Hole, and Mel's Hole. Hey, we can do like the Basque Hole, Magic Seal. We can build a Magic Seal next to the hole. Why not? Okay, another saucy reading? No. Oh my god, no. Never. Jesus, never again. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for today. What can I say? Like, that's it was a very interesting stream. This stream was full of holes. This stream was full of many things. Many, like, seals, eyes, burning eyes. It's like burning bush. I don't know, like Jesus. I see the seal is like Jesus. The burning ice is like burning God's bush. That sounded so bad. I'm sorry. I just heard myself and it just like sounded so bad. But you guys, the legit one or the booty emote, yeah, Mothman's butt. How many holes can we fill, Sona? I mean, this. You guys don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh my god, this whole week had been full of holes. Hey. I love the fact Sona shares scary stories but hates scary games. So ironic. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I like scary stories. I'm definitely, you know, all for like just reading true crime and just finding bizarre cases. I don't know why. I'm fascinating with scary stories, but then I am definitely not a big fan of like scary games, especially like the mortuary system freaks me out. But yeah, you know. I'm a strange individual. Okay, and we already got the butt. A hole is a cherry on top. Oh my god. Oh no, why is there so many? My goodness, I opened the floodgates to like jokes about holes. Jokes about different holes. This case was wholly unexpected. It was. Okay, so you guys. Butthole stream was something. Oh no, I've opened the floodgates. Next creepypasta reading stream when? I will try. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to, I'm actually gonna try to do it this week. I kind of wanted to. I've been definitely wanted to. I want to like just find something very interesting, scary story. So I might actually read it this week, and yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna like work on the schedule and release it sometime today, so you guys can definitely keep an eye out. And yeah, and if you're interested, again, if you're interested in additional cases, bonus streams, hangouts, and more, you can check out my Patreon. And if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. like this video and turn that notification button to be notified whenever I show up in my little dark corner of the internet. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, you opened it with your reading stream. Oh no! Oh no! You're a wholesome individual, Saladin. No! Why? Why? Holes and busts and busts and butts and everything. Don't you mind? Don't you mean opening the whole gate? Why? 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 Oh my god. Whole simulator with Soda. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the stream. You are welcome. You are welcome. You guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys liked it. And that's it. That's it. So thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Oh my god, I was going to say fill the holes, but fill your holes, but why is my brain not working? Oh god, my brain is done. Okay, I think I need magic seal. But you guys, thank you so much again. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your hexes, and until the next time, bye.